Tommy, thanks for setting this up. If you want to go ahead and start streaming to Facebook here and recording the session, I will just do a quick introduction and then turn it over to Kim and Gina and let them, give us a good rundown on how this can really help, our realtors and close deals. So
we're good to go.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tommy. So without further ado, this is something that we've been looking at as a company for a while. Home warranties are in some parts of the country are very, very big, as in almost every real estate deal carries a home warranty. It's an expectation. Florida, it's not, for whatever reason. It's never really taken hold. Colorado's similar too. I know we have some Colorado people on, where a little bit more used, but not much. And obviously it's deemed as being pretty important since it's already in the Florida as is contract, on line 173. We just, as realtors, are accustomed to putting NA. Well, I can speak from experience when I sold a house in Texas where it was commonplace that when after inspection, they came back and wanted, multiple thousands of dollars worth of cost reduction to cover some appliances, HVAC. Now I wasn't going to do it, and how the deal got done is I offered them 2 years of warranty, and after 2 years, and they could replace it. And that saved me a lot, and it got the deal done. So whether you're on the buy side or the sell side, this has a big play here for you guys. Again, it's a negotiating tool, and it's something that a lot other realtors aren't using in Florida. As evidenced by how few are written in the state. So this is yet another thing where, we can provide you guys an edge out there in the field, and it's super simple. We, at the conclusion of this, know that on the Sphere, we have a whole webpage dedicated to Cinch and how to sign up, what it covers, all that good stuff. And of course, Kim and Gina, but they stand ready to assist you and answer your questions as well. So so I've droned on long enough here. Kim, I turn it over to you.
Thank you. Actually, Gina is going to begin. So
Gina, I turn it over to you.
Gina, you're on mute.
Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks, Kim. I'm super happy to be with you today. Kim and I are both Florida-based, and Cinch is actually Florida-based. So Cinch is a 42-year-old company, and I hope that at the end of the presentation today, you will not only feel excited about using this tool and leading the market here in South Florida or in Colorado with this tool, but also you have a level of comfort with Cinch and with Kim and me as your representatives to help you learn how to use it and use it really well to help support your sellers and your buyers. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Cinch because I happen to have been working for the company for 21 years now. And then I'm going to pass it to Kim, who will take you through the whys and the hows. And we're going to keep it rather short, so we won't keep you here all day. We know that this is just one piece of the transaction, but I am impressed with your willingness to learn how to use this tool, and I think you're going to love it. Cinch has been in the business for 42 years, as I mentioned. It was created by a couple of ERA realtors here in South Florida, in Fort Lauderdale, as a matter of fact, in the late 70s. American Home Shield was the first warranty on the scene, and ERA actually had just come out with its own home warranty, and these agents apparently wanted to create their own. They saw real value in it, and again, they were agents who built the warranty for themselves, not only to protect their buyers and sellers from the failure of mechanical systems in the home, but really they were creating the warranty to help them get deals done and reduce noise post-close. And ultimately it reduced their risk. Home warranty then became tied to E&O insurance, and we at Cinch sold E&O. And if you can see Kim's background at the top of her screen, you're going to see HMS National logo. For 40 of our 42-year history, we were HMS National. So if you've been in the business a long time and you have seen home warranties in the marketplace, you might recognize that name. About a year and a half ago, we went through a full rebrand. We're now Cinch Home Services. And that was to be more tech forward, to really change our SKU in the industry as not only a home warranty company, but build out our business. We run about 1 million service jobs a year. We have the largest nationwide network of service providers, even against our biggest competitor, which is American Home Shield. We are the largest organically grown home warranty in the business. And we sell home warranties not only in the real estate space, but in other industry verticals, such as the financial services industry. So we work with 23 of the 25 largest lending institutions in the United States. We work with utility companies like Florida Power and Light. So you may have seen our warranty products elsewhere in the industry, but I'd like to share with you today the difference with the real estate product. And the real estate product, because it was our original business and because it was built specifically for the real estate transaction, it has unique features and benefits that support the agent. That would be you, in helping you to serve your clients better, to give them that edge in the transaction, to help negotiate and reduce concessions, and also to make sure that if something does occur, either on the sell side or on the buy side, post-close, that your customers have somewhere to go to get the problem fixed. And finally, one of the things that and Kim's going to share with you some of the differentiators in our product, but from a service perspective, we have the longest service guarantee in the industry. That's 180 days. Most of our competitors will guarantee their work for 30 to 60 to even maybe 90 days, but 180 days is a nice long time. So if a failure occurs today on an AC and we go fix it today, and that failure occurs again in 30 days time, we'll go fix it again and no additional deductible is due. I'm about to turn it over to Kim. Kim's going to tell you a little bit about herself, and then she's going to talk you through some of the key features of the warranty and then show you how to use it. Take it away, Kim.
Thanks, Gina. Hi, everyone. Kim Bernstein. Really excited to be here. So I just wanted to share a bit of information about myself. I am a former realtor. I was part of a top producing team. And you know, what I always found interesting was that no one ever approached us about the importance of home warranty. So when I was approached, by Cinch and I learned more about the company, the first thing I did was I called some of my referral partners across the rest of the country, and I talked to them about the use of home warranty. And I thought to myself, well, what is so different there that those agents want to protect their clients, that the agents in Florida are just not including this in their business? So I am here today to change the way agents in Florida do business. And so hopefully by the end of today, you will start including home warranties for both your buyers and your sellers, and we will start working together. So this is just a little bit, these are my little children and my very photoshopped picture in the middle. So I know I don't quite look the same, but let's learn a little bit more about Cinch. So I'm gonna start from scratch for those of you who may not know what a warranty is. So a warranty, it covers a mechanical failure due to normal wear and tear, of your major systems and appliances. And what will be covered under any of our plans is what we can call peach, plumbing, above the slab, electric, all of your major appliances in that kitchen, AC, as in cooling, and then the H would be the hot water heater. So sometimes there is some confusion between homeowners insurance and a home warranty. Homeowners insurance is that structural coverage. And then, you use the warranty to cover those major systems and appliances. This just shows you a little bit more detail about those items that are being covered. But what I really do want to talk to you about today is how to use it in your business in terms of best practices. So I'm going to begin by talking about your buyers. So it's around 70% of buyers would not have the funds should something break in their first year of moving into the home. They are putting the majority of funds into that purchase. So by being the agent that, you know, talked to them about the warranty, recommended that warranty, you truly look like the hero should something come up, especially in that first year. So here's what I'm finding a lot of agents are now doing in terms of their buyers and their business. And I'm just going to flip forward to the next slide so you can visually see. Jeremy did refer to the FAR contract. And it is also my belief that I don't think that the state put it in every single contract so that NA was being checked off, right? So I'm showing you this because this is a way that you can start filling this out for your clients. You are asking the seller to pay for a home warranty at closing, right? So you're asking for a Cinch home warranty at closing, not to exceed $600. Do you have to put $600? Absolutely not. This is a negotiable number. $600 would truly get your buyers, you know, our upgraded plan. Our buyer plans start as low as $389 for the year. So you put whatever number you feel comfortable negotiating in there. The seller, if the seller agrees, wonderful. I will talk to your buyers about the plan they want. If it happens to be more than what you've negotiated in, they can always pay the difference. And all of this gets paid at closing. So if the seller agrees, we provide the invoice to the title company. The invoice is key. You know, I can talk to you, you can enroll it yourself. We'll get to that later on. But, you know, once they've agreed, the key is getting an invoice to title for closing. That's how it will get accounted for. If the seller says, no, we don't want to provide a home warranty, that's okay. What the plan should be from here is that you still go ahead and recommend the warranty to your buyers. Let them decide for themselves if this is something they want to add or not. You know, all you need to simply do is, I always recommend a warranty. We don't know what can come up in that first year. I'm going to give Kim your information. She, you know, she can go over those options with you, and then you can decide if you want to add this on at closing. So that's what a lot of agents are now doing. So look out for this if you're representing a seller as well. And, you know, if you are working with a seller, it provides that peace of mind post-close, both for the agents, the sellers, and the buyers. But, you know, most importantly, I just wanted to show you how you can start using this in the contract. What I do want to go on to now is seller coverage. Okay, so I have agents who are winning listings because of the home warranty. The way this is working is, you know, as it was mentioned, home warranties are used in the majority of the country. Florida is an anomaly. So this is where you can absolutely use this tool to your advantage. So I build great relationships with the agents I work with. I hope to do the same with you. I would love for you to come to me in your scenarios. We can talk through them together. I had an agent I work with call me and say, Kim, you're not going to believe it. I won a listing. I said, tell me what happened, Randy. He said, well, I was the third agent to walk into a listing appointment. These sellers were from Pennsylvania, and they are very familiar with home warranty. And as part of my own business, I said, I want to include a home warranty. As part of, you know, when he was in there, he was saying, I want to include the warranty. I will pay for it at closing. You'll be covered during the listing period. The buyer will then be covered for 12 months. And because he was the only one of those three agents to even mention the home warranty, do you need to pay for the warranty yourselves as agents? Absolutely not. But just by recommending it, these clients felt like, what else does this agent know about the market that they're bringing this tool to the table that the other two agents who came through the door didn't mention the warranty? What else do they not know about that this realtor does know about, right? So you can leverage this tool in your business as a way to win it, because if you're showing them that you know more tools and, you know, more things about the market, it's going to make it more appealing to those clients, especially those ones from out of town. Right, so when they're familiar with it, that could be what seals the deal for them. In terms of seller coverage, so the way that it works for your sellers, we enroll the seller from day one of that listing, okay? We'll enroll them. They will be covered during the listing period. They do not pay for that coverage up front. They then pay for that at closing, and the buyer will get a full 12 months. So that 12 months for the buyer is not impacted by the listing period. What this now allows you to do is you now have an additional marketing tool, right? So I'm going to just quickly flip to the next slide so you can see it, but you're going to get this brochure. If you put your emails in the chat, I can actually email you a PDF of this brochure. You can now add this into the MLS listing, into the additional documents section. You can say in the listing, this home is coming with a 12-month home warranty. So you now have that additional marketing tool. But what you also have, which again was referred to at the beginning, is an amazing negotiating tool. So what I'm finding right now in this current market is that sellers are really not willing to do a lot. Okay, so we have buyers who are coming to the sellers and they're saying, Mr. Seller, we want a $5,000 credit for the 18-year-old AC unit. And the seller's saying, I'm living in this house and it's working. I'm not giving you a $5,000 credit. And I'm also not replacing the unit because you're nervous about it. However, the sellers, what I'm finding the majority of the time, are willing to agree to provide a Cinch home warranty at closing for the buyer, because we have no age restrictions, right? So if it's an 18-year-old AC, they can say, thank you for asking us for a credit. We're not going to give that to you. We are going to provide you with a home warranty for 12 months for peace of mind. And I'm finding that those buyers are thrilled because now they're getting that peace of mind coverage. They know the unit's working, they're nervous, but this coverage is giving them peace of mind. And I have been able to help so many deals close during this seller's market right now. It's been amazing. So remember, if the seller doesn't want to add it onto the listing initially, do keep it in mind. You can still add one on for the buyer at closing. So it's not, if you didn't add it, you now can't add a warranty. You absolutely can still add the warranty on at closing for the buyer. It just means that the seller missed out on that coverage during the listing. So, the third piece, so we've talked about your buyers and, making sure you're ahead of the game and being that agent that's talking to the buyer about warranties. You're asking the seller to provide it for those buyers. We then talked about sellers and the importance of covering the listing, having the marketing and negotiating tool. But a piece that I find so important, which is why I'm so surprised not every single agent is using this tool, is the fact that you can now be protecting your own business. I mean, who doesn't love that phone call post-close saying, oh my goodness, my AC just went, right? So we're now 3 months post-close and Robin is getting a phone call that the AC just died. But Robin didn't mention the warranty. So now Mr. Jones is kind of feeling like, well, Robin made a nice commission on my house, right? I wonder if she'll help me fix this AC that just broke. And it is kind of an awkward situation, right? Where, oh, they have really only been there for a few months. I recommended that inspector that didn't catch it. I feel a little bit guilty. Those conversations can be completely gone by recommending the warranty. Because here's the conversation when you did recommend the warranty. Okay, so now the customer is calling Barbara and saying, Barbara, you are not going to believe this. My AC just went and I've only been in here for 3 months. And Barbara says, oh my goodness, Mr. Jones, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's why I always recommend a Cinch home warranty, because we never know what can come up. So the difference in conversation is that when you don't recommend the warranty, it kind of leaves them a feeling of, how are you as the agent going to help me alleviate this situation, right? It also opens up that box for them to list everything else that's wrong with the house since they moved in. But when you do recommend the warranty, what you're doing is you are now making them choose whether they want to protect their own house, right? So it takes that responsibility away from you, and now it's on them. You gave them the tools that could have protected them, and it's up to them if they choose to add it or not. And what we're going to do is we're going to take it one step further. So when you're enrolling your customers, you're good. But let's say they choose not to add that coverage. They've spoken to me, you've recommended it. I do recommend that you send out, this is page 7, it is in the brochure. I will also include the editable version of this so that you can send it out electronically if you wish. If they choose to waive that coverage, I highly, highly recommend that you have them sign the waiver. It's just one more step to you having them acknowledge that they are choosing to waive that coverage for their home. right? So if they choose to add the coverage, this page, the acceptance, is not as important because we'll have the invoice. But if they choose to waive the coverage, I do recommend you keep this waiver signed and in your files so that if they do say, you never told me about a warranty, why did my friend's agent tell me about a warranty? You never told me. And you say, are you sure? Let me just check my files, right? And now you can go back and say, oh no, remember that form that I had sent you and you signed it and you waived it? Like that was the home warranty I was talking about, right? So just one more step in protecting your own business. Super important, especially in this day and age. So a couple of things I already mentioned. In terms of buyer plans, they start at as low as $389 for the year. So again, when you're negotiating this in, just keep in mind you can do it for as low as $389. Our seller plans start as low as $449. But again, leverage me in your business. You don't need to know the plans inside out. All you need to do as part of your job to get your job done is, I always recommend the home warranty. I'm going to connect you with Kim. I will connect you by an email, or I will provide her with your information. Let me talk about the plans, the pricing. I can help them choose the plan. But it's good for you to see this just so you have a basic understanding. Some really nice bells and whistles that we provide for your clients in that first year. So remember, I was telling you the difference between homeowners insurance, that structural coverage. Let's say in their first year, they have to place a claim against their homeowners insurance. We will reimburse up to $500 towards their deductible if they have to make any type of insurance claim. So really, really nice benefit. Another huge one. If we come out and we cannot fix that only source of AC in 24 hours, we will put your clients in a hotel for up to 6 nights, $200 a night, right? That's our emergency lodging benefit. So 2 really, really great benefits. As Gina mentioned, this warranty was built by realtors for realtors. So they really were thinking about the whole picture. And so what we have provided to you as realtors is a touch point month 9, 10 for you to reach out to your clients. And you could set up in your CRM, if you are at the closing table and you know that they are closing with a home warranty, it is called our claim, no claim benefit. What I have agents doing around month 10 is sending an email that they already have a template. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, congratulations. Can you believe you're almost a year in your home? Just remember, if you didn't make any claims against that home warranty company, Cinch, I recommended, go get $100 from them towards an AC tune-up, right? So now you're showing them you're thinking beyond the transaction, and you're offering them $100 of our money if they didn't make any type of claim in that first 9-10 month time frame. So just be sure to be using all of these tools that we're giving you. Great touch point, offering money that's not your own money, so that's always a plus. And so I just wanted to go kind of over those additional benefits. In terms of enrolling, so I mentioned to you that the key to title, accounting for the warranty, whether the seller is paying from proceeds or whether the buyer is adding it onto closing costs. This is the best part, is it can be paid at closing. However, we must remember to get an invoice to the title company, because even if it's in the contract, some title companies don't look on page 4, lines 173 and 74. It is what it is, but you know what? As realtors, we can be, you can be a step ahead. You provide them with that invoice. You can direct them, take this from seller proceeds. Here is how you enroll. You have a few choices. So you can enroll here. Again, it's that page 7 of the brochure. I'm going to send you that editable version. You fill that out with the information, and this would be the LoKation member number on it. And you send it to enroll@cinch.hs. A second option, you can absolutely feel free to send it to me. You can call me. I am here to support your business. If you're unsure as you're getting used to using warranties in your business, I can walk you through it a few times. I can walk you through 100 times if you like. I don't mind, as long as you don't mind talking to me 100 times. So just absolutely feel free to leverage me in your business, whatever it is that makes it easiest for you and your clients to start using this and leveraging this tool, that is what I'm here for. So I know I threw a lot of information at you. Does anyone have any questions at this stage?
Tim, there are a couple of questions in the chat.
Okay, perfect.
Before we jump into that, and thank you, that was a great run through, guys. I did put a link at the top of the chat. We do have a dedicated page under the resources tab on the Sphere where both this application is pre-filled out with that member number. So regardless of which state you're in, you will have the correct number. So it has both options right there and lays it out in a 1, 2, 3 step fashion. So you do have everything available to you right now if you need.
Thanks, Jeremy. So Kim, I'll shoot some of the questions your way, okay?
Perfect.
Question from Dawn in Colorado. My home warranty company gives my seller a free policy for the seller during the listing period in hopes that the buyer or seller or either agent will pick up the paid policy at closing. Does Cinch offer this service?
That's a great question. Thank you, Dawn. So the way that we work with seller coverage is, like I said, this was built for the transaction. There is no marketing tool if you're only adding it onto the listing, right? So now you can't market in that MLS and include the brochure. You also are now losing the ability to have it as a negotiating tool for those buyers who are requesting those large credits at closing. So by adding it to the listing, it's not going to be free coverage, but it essentially is because they're not paying for it until closing. So they get that listing coverage, they pay for it at closing, and the buyer gets 12 months, which, let's be honest, this really is protecting the seller because the #1 reason for post-close litigation is failure to disclose. So it's protecting sellers beyond the close as well. So by having that free coverage during the listing and providing it to the buyer, it's a no-brainer all around because those sellers should really want to make sure that they're protecting themselves in that first year if something comes up as well. So I hope that answers your question, Dawn.
Kim, do you have a cap on the coverage? This is coming from Steven. Do you have a cap on the coverage during the listing period? AHS has a cap near 2,500. And are mobile homes / condos able to be covered?
Great questions. I will start with caps. No, in terms of seller coverage, no caps. Also, our seller coverage does cover those kitchen appliances. So just keep that in mind. That peach that's covered for the buyers is also covered for the sellers. Plumbing, above the slab, electric, those kitchen appliances, AC, and it's actually 2 AC units are automatically covered, hot water heater. Mobile homes, they have to be 10 years or younger, and then we can cover them. Condos, absolutely, same coverage plans. We have no square footage and no age restrictions on our home warranties. Again, happy to talk through if you have specific customers in mind.
Can you pay other than the whole year? This question comes in from Brett. Can you pay other than the whole year?
I'm not 100% sure what that question is asking, but I will interpret it for how I think you're asking. You can pay for more than 1 year. So I have the scenario often that comes up where there are extra funds on the table at closing and it's use or lose for those buyers. In those scenarios, just keep adding on years of home warranty. So you could do multiple year, and you know, this pricing is, you are getting an unbelievable pricing for this first year coverage. So I find that a lot of buyers, they tend to add on additional years, again, because it can be added onto closing costs and paid at closing. I actually had a buyer recently who was disappointed. I didn't know their agent, so I didn't have the chance to educate them. They only found out about the warranty post-close. They had a 20-year-old AC, so she needed coverage. But now that it was post-close, yes, she was still able to get immediate coverage, but now she had to pay out of pocket. So just remember, it's important to have those conversations during the process because you don't want to have those clients disappointed that, oh, I wish I would have known about it during. I would have much rather added it onto closing costs and not had to worry about it post-close. I don't have that out of pocket now. So just keep those conversations going during the sales process.
I'm going to jump in on that, that yearly question. I believe you're probably asking, is there a monthly pay option? And we do offer monthly pay and a 3-pay system only on our renewal program and our direct-to-consumer program. So this program that is specific to the real estate transaction is built to be paid completely upfront, and you'll find that the rates are in line with full payment upfront. If you go to our direct-to-consumer, for instance, you're going to find that the rate is significantly higher and the coverage is less. I'm going to try to jump back. I saw a couple of things here. Can agents enroll for their own homes? I think I answered it in the chat, but go ahead, Kim.
Absolutely. So for being a location agent, you will get $50 off your first year. And the difference between, so if you're a current homeowner and if you have clients who are current owners who ask you about home warranty, they can absolutely still add on a warranty. The difference is that when you are during the sales process, it is immediate coverage from the close date. If you are outside, if you are 30 days post-close or 6 years into the home, you can still add it. There is a 30-day wait period from the day that we enroll you and you pay. And that's the only difference. Same product, same coverage.
Is there any deductible?
Yes, there are deductibles, regardless of which plan you're picking, whether it's seller buyer, buyer only, buyer with upgrade, there is either a $100 or $200 deductible. What does that mean? That is what you pay for our vendors to come out, diagnose the issue. It also covers the fix, including any of the parts that they would need. And if we cannot fix it, it will cover a replacement unit along with the installation of that unit.
A question, coming fast here.
I love all these questions.
So, Monique?
Yes.
They're excellent questions. From Monique, I buy and sell in the mountains, Vail Valley. Many home warranty programs do not cover that area. Do you guys?
I'm going to defer to Gina on that because she is more regional than I am.
So suffice it to say that both in Florida and in Colorado, we offer the product throughout the state. I would pause if the area is a little bit more rural, and if other home warranty programs don't cover that area, that would tell me that our service network could be equally light in those more rural areas. So we can check for you on the Vail Valley area. If you can give us a couple of zip codes, we can find out how strong our service network is there before you make that buying decision. The next question comes in from Dawn. She asks, what does the policy cost? Forgive me if you already stated this.
Absolutely. So the seller and then buyer plans start as low as $449. Again, it's going to be based on the deductible. So if you pick the $200 deductible, it would be $449 to cover that listing period and an additional full 12 months for the buyer at closing. So you could cover the entire transaction for as low as $449. In terms of buyers, we can cover them from as low as $389. I would say the typical plan that gets picked is around the $500 mark. But just know that you can at least get a deal done or add one on for a buyer for as low as $389 to just know that they're covered.
From Stephen, do the buyers have to use vendors you assign them, or can they choose their own vendors? AHS vendors are very slow to respond to my buyer's claims. Great
question, Stephen. So our company is very large. We have over 900 employees. We have a team of 50 people whose job is dedicated to finding local and licensed vendors. So yes, you would need to go through us, go through the right steps to get assigned a vendor. Slow responses is not something I typically hear. However, this is where I would come in. So I would want you to escalate that type of scenario to me. I am not only here to support you and your clients at the beginning when they're making their choice. I am here to support them post-close. So if they need something escalated, definitely I would want you to bring that to my attention. And in a scenario where it happens to be too slow, let me know. I will absolutely look into what's going on.
Thanks, Kim. And I'm going to jump in on that one too. So, and not to, separate the Colorado folks, but Cinch Home Services was created in Florida. Our headquarters are in Boca. And when I started the talk and I was sharing with you how we work with large banks and we have other industry verticals that we serve, we built our service network to serve nationally and to serve those big books of customers that would be, say, in line at a Wells Fargo or a Bank of America. So that's where we built our strong network of service providers. We're particularly strong here in Florida, only because this is where our headquarters is as well. And so unlike Kim, I work in many states, including Colorado, out in Arizona, out in Nevada, and all the way up into New England. So I'm keenly aware of areas where we're really strong from a service network perspective and where we might be weaker, which may be that Vail Valley area, but I'm going to check on that. But the point being is, if you are in the South Florida area, not down in the Keys, but in the general Tri-County area and going up even on the West Coast of Florida, we're very strong from a service provider standpoint. If the situation occurs where we can't provide a provider in a reasonable amount of time, then we offer what is called owner's choice. And that owner then has the opportunity to call his or her own provider. We have instructions that go along with this and how we work with that provider and what we cover. Suffice it to say, though, in those scenarios, it's kind of like health insurance that then becomes an out-of-network service versus an in-network service. And so it could have impact on what the owner has to pay with regards to non-covered charges if they happen to apply in that scenario. What number can we reach Kim at? It's on your screen right now. I put it up on the screen.
I put it up on the screen for you.
321, for those of you who can't see the screen, 321-512-8404. And we'll make sure that that's available to you. As Jeremy said, it's up on your intranet. And I don't see any more questions in the chat. I hope I got them all. Maybe
I hope
Tommy,
I
you want
answered
to keep me
everyone's
honest.
questions.
Give you another second to hop one in. I think.
Looks like you got them all covered. I'm looking on Facebook. It doesn't look like we have any there either. So.
One from Stephen Weltzer. Did I miss?
I think you got them all.
Stephen Weltzer had something about an AC question. I don't see it in the chat.
It might have been a personal message. I don't see it either.
Alrighty then. If there aren't any other questions, we'd like to thank you again for your time. We are super excited to work with you guys. We believe that we will give you the best in service and the best in an ancillary opportunity to serve your clients, use it as a negotiating tool, and also reduce your risk on those transactions when those pesky situations occur. So Kim is, well, here we go. Got the message before I close this out. If it's determined that an AC unit needs to be replaced, what is the max SEER rating AC system does Cinch offer?
Okay, that's a great question. So if you had the base plan, we will cover the cost of the unit and the installation of that unit. If you have our upgraded plan, what we will cover is the unit, the installation, and also up to $1,000 of fees that come up that are not considered an installation fee. They are outside of that. For example, permits that need to be pulled, disposal of the old refrigerant, haul away. You know, sometimes they have to make modifications to make that new unit compatible. So those types of fees would be covered up to $1,000, 2 instances per year. But in terms of the unit itself, there is no cap on the actual unit.
And the question also had to do with max SEER rating. So when we spec out a new unit, we're looking to match specs, not necessarily brand, so not necessarily train for train. If it's a 14 SEER, we'll replace with a 14 SEER. If it's 16 SEER, we'll replace with 16 SEER. We try to match specs. What if it's determined that an AC fan blower went out? Can it be blamed on a dirty coil? So the answer to that is we do not deny due to lack of maintenance. That was very common a while back, years back, maybe 5+ years back, that most home warranty companies would deny claims because units were dirty or not properly maintained. Where do we go to see the various plans and costs associated with these plans that Jeremy mentioned? It's up on your intranet. We will also email a copy out to anyone who put their email address in the chat. And Jeremy wrote, Steve, see top of chat for a link, Sphere Resources Cinch. So that's a great place to go, Sphere Resources Cinch. If you have 13 and want to upgrade to 16 SEERs as possible, yes, and you pay the difference, absolutely. All right, Kim, close us out.
Thanks, everyone. I can't wait to work with you and support your business and help your clients make the right choice. So, you know, you will be hearing from me if your email was in the chat. And I look forward to hearing from you, even if your email is not in the chat.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Kim, Tommy. Appreciate it. Everyone have a great day.
Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Gina. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.